Hi there. In this video, we are going to learn about child to parent relationship SOQL for the combination of child is a custom object and parent is a standard object. Meanwhile, we'll be seeing the same relationship SOQL from child to parent for parent as well as child, both are the custom objects. So this is the combination what we are trying to see in this video. So basically, it's a brush up. We have seen so many videos, related to relationship circle. If you want to traverse from child to parent, if you want to access any of the fields from the parent, you will be using the dot notation. So similarly, you can have a maximum of 5 levels traversing. With this basic understanding, let's quickly go to the next slide. So in this scenario, now we are going to try, first what we are going to try is a custom object to standard object. Child going to be the custom object, parent going to be the standard object. For this, we have, taken department. There is a custom object exists in my org. So we are going to take it as a child. It is a custom object. And this custom object will have a lookup to parent, which is an account. Basically, account is the standard object. Suppose if you want to access a field from the parent, then what we will be doing? We will be doing under account underscore underscore r, the parent, object name underscore underscore r. Even though if it is a standard object, we are using underscore underscore r. This is the difference between the other type of sockles. If it is a child to parent relationship sockle, both are the standard objects. No, there will not be any underscore underscore r. If the child is a custom object and you are still trying to access a standard in the parent as the parent, then even though if it is a standard object, you need to mention underscore underscore r in the relationship circle. Basically, this is not a contact, and this is from department. Okay, we'll be changing it. Department underscore underscore c, because that is a child, right? So from department object, I'm trying to access the name, and from the department, I'm trying to access the city field, and from the account object, I'm trying to get the account name. So similarly, and then next sockle, what we are seeing is I'm going to traverse one more level. For example, account underscore r dot name. Similarly, account underscore r dot owner. As I explained in my previous video, owner is a user. Now there is no need to use underscore underscore r here because you are already in the account object. Account is a standard. Now you're trying to access user. Both are the standard objects. So no need to use underscore underscore r here. So if it is from the custom object to access the parent object, then you will be using underscore underscore r. If the child is a custom object, then to access the parent in the parent object name, you have to use underscore underscore r there. First, we will see this model, how to implement this in Salesforce Apex. So let me quickly jump to my org. And in my org, as I already explained earlier, I have an object called department. So this department object has a lookup to account. That is a parent object, right? See, this department product has an association with account called edge communication. As you are pretty much aware of the relationship fields, in the backend, Salesforce will store the record ID. In the front end, it will automatically map it to the record name field and will be showing it. That's why you are seeing edge communication. Suppose if you're trying to access this field, for example, I'm trying to like this. I'm trying to write like this, select name, comma, account, underscore underscore C. Since it's a custom field, account underscore underscore C from department. This is also a custom. So underscore underscore C, and I'm trying to execute this. When I execute this, you're able to see, you're seeing only the account record ID. For which, for example, HR is a department. Yes. Which account it is associated with? It is associated with an account, and that account ID will be Salesforce will be storing in the backend. But in the front end, you are seeing account name as edge communication, right? So how it is possible? Because Salesforce UI rendering will take care of that. If you are going to build a solution, then it is your responsibility to take care of that. Okay, this is basically a simple discussion about how the relationship fields are stored in the backend. Now the agenda is completely different, right? We are going to write a child to parent relationship query. And which is your object? Let me try to change this. My object is going to be child, going to be department underscore C, and my parent going to be an account object. All right. Now I need to query this information to display, in the debug log. That's the agenda. So what I'm trying to do here is simply I'm going to write the SOQL first. What I need to get? I need to get name from the department, and meanwhile I need to get the account name also. Account, since it is a standard object but it is used in the relationship, so I'm using underscore r. This is the key difference. Again, I am repeating, this is the key difference in the child to parent relationship SOQL in the context of custom to parent. So I'm going to use account underscore r dot name field, and meanwhile I need to get the department records, parent accounts, owner name also. So I'm going one more level, right? So basically account underscore r, and then I can access the owner field. From the owner field, I'm trying to, owner is a user, I'm trying to access the username also. From which object you wanted to get? I wanted to get it from the department object. So department underscore C. The SOQL is ready. This SOQL is going to return a list. List of what? List of child object. That is department underscore C. Whatever the object name you have mentioned after from class, and you have to given it here. Let's give a name for this. Let's give it as LST department. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Now it's time for traversing these records. What is the list I need to traverse? It is going to be LST department, and each record is going to be a department, right? Department underscore C, and give it a name called a record. Okay, this is what we are trying to traverse. Okay, fine. Department, there is a spelling mistake here, and let me correct this first in the SOQL. So department. Okay, now the spelling looks fine, and hope it will be fixed. Still it is showing some issue here. I didn't understand the relationship account underscore r dot name, right? Is the spelling is correct? ACCOUNT underscore r dot name. Okay, that looks fine, but why we have made the mistake? Account underscore r dot owner dot name. Understand account, if you're trying to load, let's confirm this. Let me go to that object manager and edit object. Let me try to check the lookup field. Okay. Oh, I'm missing one more underscore. That's a problem here. And here it is correct. Okay, let me try to fix this. Meanwhile, we will check the lookup field name also. If you come to fields and relationship in the child object, you have a lookup to account object, right? Click it. And once you come into this lookup field, and this is the field API name. Field API name is account underscore C. Since it is used in the relationship SOQL, instead of underscore C, I need to use underscore R. The mistake what I did was I have given only one underscore. That's a mistake. Now it is fixed. It's time to traverse this list. Okay, fine. We are traversing it. First, I'm trying to display the department name. So system.debug record.name. Since it is a standard field, there is no underscore C. So next, what I need to debug, I need to debug the account name also. How I can get it? Simply copy this, right? It's a relationship. It is used in the relationship. So you need to, do in the same syntax, right? So let me copy this and paste it. Now I need to print the department's account owner name also. Copy this and try to change it. See, even though if it is a standard field parent, standard object parent, since it is used in the relationship SOQL, you are forced to use it using underscore R. Okay, now let's try to execute this. Since it is a static function, I can call it from a class. I'm trying to execute it, and let's see what we have in the debug log. If I go for a debug log, I'm able to see the departments, right? Some of the records doesn't have, parent account. So that's why it is returning nulls in between. Now I want to apply the filter, right? Okay, let me apply the filter also. I don't want to get the department records who doesn't have any lookup to account. Basically, the account lookup field is null. I don't want to get that record. So I'm going to simply apply a filter. Where What is the lookup field name? It is underscore underscore C, account underscore underscore C. And I'm going to apply the condition as it is not equal to null. Now, this SOQL should give me only the departments which has a parent, right, to account. Let me execute this and let's see whether we are getting only the departments with parent. Yes, there is no null records, right? HR has a parent account, so we are getting it. Product has a parent account and training has a parent account. We got all the departments who has access to this parent, right? Who has actually a parent associated with that record. So in this way, if your child is a custom object and your parent is a standard object, you can access the parent records used by appending underscore underscore r at the end of the object, object name, or you can call it as a relationship field name. Okay, fine. So now let's go to the presentation and quickly jump to the next slide and see what we have in the next slide. So for example, the next, implementation, what we are going to try here is the child also a custom object and the parent also a custom object. Before going to custom, always the syntax will be the similar, but we cannot guarantee that the account or contact, whatever the parent name will be similar to the relationship name. What I'm trying to say here is I have a use case for you. Let me quickly go to my org, and in the object manager, let me try to open a standard custom object called employee. I'm trying to open an object called employee. This employee has a lookup to contact. This employee has a lookup to contact. So normally, as per the naming convention, if you are going to implement the naming convention, then while creating the field, definitely the field API name you might have given as contact, right? But there is no thumb rule. You need to go like that. Yes, thumb rule is there as per the naming convention is concerned, but by mistake, while creating the relationship field, which is a lookup to contact, I missed to type entire the word contact. By mistake, I have entered as con. Now, what I have to give in my relationship SOQL, suppose if I have a plan to access my contact parent record, whether I need to give contact underscore underscore C or con underscore underscore C. The answer is you need to give the API name. How I can finalize that? Open that particular relationship field, identify what is the API name, con underscore underscore C. If it is a standard or if it is a parent, don't worry about that. Simply replace underscore underscore C with underscore underscore R. Let's try that too. Okay, let me quickly command this and I will try to execute the SOQL alone. For example, now what we are trying to do here is we are trying to write a SOQL and it is going to fetch the employee name as well as the contact name, right? For example, the contact name going to be con underscore underscore C. I'm going to access the contact object like con underscore underscore C. You might be wondering what is happening. Normally we need to access as contact underscore underscore R, right? Why you are giving con? The answer is this is the way the field relationship field was created. While creating the relationship field, the user has given it as con. So I'm forced to do in my SOQL as con underscore underscore R. This is not the best practice. You need to follow the naming convention. But still, if things are like this, then how to survive, right? You need to know that. And then from which object? It is from the custom object called employee underscore underscore R, right? Employee underscore underscore, sorry, C. This is the custom object, right? Okay, that's fine. Now, if you want to store it, again, you can store it in list employee, right? Okay, sorry for the spelling mistake. It's going to be employee underscore underscore C, underscore underscore C, and I'm going to give it a name called LST employee, right? Now my SOQL is ready. So we cannot blindly go like this. If the parent is an account, it will be account underscore underscore R. If parent is a contact, it will be contact underscore underscore R. It's always good to double check what you have in the field API name. Okay. Now I'm not going to traverse. since the traverse mechanism going to be the same, just simply I'm going to just print the entire list and we'll make sure that the code is working fine. So let me save this piece of code and let me come back. I'm having some issue here. I need to put a semicolon there. That's a problem. And then we will execute this piece of code. Let the code to save. It is saved. Now I'm trying to execute. You will get a list of employee information along with its parent last name, right? That is the contact last name. You're able to see see that, I'm seeing an employee called Vijit and I have a lookup as well as the name and I have a lookup, right? If you look at this closely, look at this particular information, you are seeing only the record ID here. You're not able to see the contact name, right? If you want to see the contact name, then what do you have to do? You have to print it, right? So let's loop through this. I'm going to loop through this LST employee and I'm going to look through this LST employee and it's going to be a employee record, right? So I need to give employee underscore C underscore C, and then I'm going to give it as a record and let's quickly print the employee name as well as the contact last name. So system.debug and I'm going to use record dot name, that is the employee name, right? And system.debug and I'm going to access record dot and I need to access the contact, right? So con underscore r dot last name. And let me put a dot here and paste it here, put a semicolon at the end, save it. Let's execute what we got when we are trying to print the entire list and what we are getting when we are trying to execute, one by one. So let's analyze that. I have executed. I'm going for debug only. Now see here, there is a record called Vijit that doesn't have a lookup to contact. It means that the contact is null. And we have a record called Ashok and it has a lookup to contact record test performance 200. So I'm able to get it. So if you look at the first, debug log, what we had is instead of the contact last name, we saw only the, the relationship record ID alone, right? 003 we were able to get only the relationship id alone, that is the contact record id alone. When you are trying to traverse and print it, you will get the exact name, not the id. Suppose if you want to get the id, then you need to print the field alone, right? Con underscore c. If you are going to query it and print it, then probably you will get that information, right? So this is how you need to take care on deciding what I need to give, the what type a name I need to give, when trying to access the parent object, right? If it is going to be a custom object to parent object, right? Custom object to standard or custom object to custom, whatever it may be. Okay, the last combination what we are trying to achieve here is, as per the presentation, we are going to discuss on how to write a relationship circle from child to child, right? So custom object is also child and there are a couple of mistakes here in the presentation, and this is also going to be the parent is also going to be the child, and the child is an employee, parent is going to be the department. When you're trying to access the custom object in the relationship circle, you need to use underscore r. If it is a standard object or if it is a custom object, you will have to mention underscore r. The only exception is your child is going to be the standard object, then no need to give underscore r. You can directly use it. If the child is going to be the custom object, then the parent going to be the standard or custom, that doesn't matter. Always you need to append underscore r at the end of the field API name. So let's try this in the Apex, and this is the takeaway actually. So let's try to execute this from the Apex. So the next combination what we are going to try now is, it's going to be child to child. Both are the custom object. Okay, what is the SOQL we are trying to achieve? Let's command the objects what we have. The a parent going to be the department underscore c, and the child going to be employee underscore c. And this is the relationship what we are going to write now. So let me quickly write the SOQL first, and it's going to be select name from the employee, and then I need to access the parent. Parent is the department object. So department underscore R. How I have identified this? If you come to this employee object, fields and relationship, and if you search for a department and look at the API name, it's going to be department underscore C. So since I'm using it in the relationship SOQL, I'm replacing that with underscore R. From the department, what you are trying to get? I'm trying to get the department name also, right? So let me try the department name also. From which object? From the child object, employee underscore C. That's it. And this is going to be a list of employee. So I'm going to copy the previous implementation, what we had here, and I have copied it, and I'm going to use the same for loop. I'm going to copy this and paste it. This time record.name, that is going to represent the employee, and then record.department underscore r dot name. This will represents the employees related parent department name, right? Let me save this and we will execute. Okay, let me try to execute this. And when I'm trying to execute, I should be able to see the parent child record as well as its parent record information. I'm able to see here, right? Record.name and department underscore r dot name. So similarly, you can write a relationship SOQL for child to parent. The higher attention needs to be taken when the child going to be the custom object, then parent going to be the standard or custom. Always you will be using underscore r. The only exception is the child going to be the standard object, parent is also going to be standard object. There will not be any underscore r. Simply you will be using the object field name, and you'll be accessing that field from the parent object. Okay, so hope with this we have concluded the relationship SOQL topics. We try different combination of relationship SOQL. So hope these videos might be helpful for you to understand the concepts very well.
If you are interested to learn Salesforce, visit AJ Skill Development website. There you can find our course curriculum and you can come to know about the list of courses we are offering. We are offering Salesforce Administrator and Salesforce Development courses. To know about us and the team, you can visit our About Us section. This is an organization we are doing Salesforce training from 2018, and we have trained and guided 2000 plus candidates so far. And if you also want to know about our placement assistance, visit our placement assistance section where you can find the list of people and the category. You can see the list of people who got trained and placed from our side. You can also visit their LinkedIn pages to get to know about our training and also the feedback from the relevant trainees. Okay. And also, if you want to do the course inquiry, click on contact us. You will see the form. You can fill the form and submit the inquiry. Our team will get back to us. Thank you.